In this video I want to talk a little bit about the menu options that you have and how to get it looking exactly as you want it. We've got two navigation areas with this theme. First is this top navigation area, and the second is the main or primary navigation. And we can set these up by going to Appearance Menus, and in the Edit Menus tab is where we set up our different menus, and in the Manage Locations is where we assign particular menus to the two different menu areas, so the primary menu and the top menu. Now I've set up some different scenarios so you can see exactly what can be done, and if we look what we have on this site at the moment, we've got a very basic primary menu. So we have search item on the left hand side there, which when we click will take us to the search box, so the search map with search facilities. The second link takes us to the actual directory itself, and each listing will be listed here. And then there are two links to pages and a link to the blog, and there's also a Submit Your Business button. Now that's a very simple setup for the primary navigation, but what if we wanted to do something a little bit more in depth? Well, let's just go and change the menus for a minute, and as the primary menu I'm going to change it to categories. And if we have a look at the menus that I've set up, if we select the categories primary menu, we'll see that this has been set up in an alphabetical type listing. So if we go over to the site and refresh, we'll see a completely different primary menu this time, and this has been set up alphabetically. So that might be something along the lines of how you'd like yours set up, and if it is, this is the type of structure you would use. So we've put in a category heading here of A to D, and then A, B, C, and D are listed, and then each category is placed under the particular letter. And these categories are just added by putting a tick next to it and then clicking Add to Menu. That will add it to the bottom of your menu, where you can just drag and drop the item to wherever you want it. Once you're finished, make sure you save the menu and make sure the menu is set in the Manage Locations area. Now, what if we actually wanted to see the category names in this menu? Well, let's have a look at another scenario here and change this to category menu. We'll refresh the main page, and now our categories are showing slightly different. So we've got a heading, and then we've got each category listed underneath. Now this is a bit more interesting. This may be how you want to use yours. It really depends on what type of setup you have, and you'll notice that this is more of a local business type directory as opposed to niche, but you can get similar menus to work in similar ways. Now, one thing you'll notice here is because we've got quite a few menu items, we've pushed the Submit Your Business Listing button down onto the next line. So let's just have a look at what we can do to arrange the menu and the button slightly different, just to make the site look and function a bit better. First thing we could look at is changing the font size on the navigation text. So let's go to Canvas Child Theme Settings and click on Navigation, and not the top navigation, we want the primary navigation, so we can see the navigation font style is set at 15 pixels. So let's just change that to 12, which is more in line with the top navigation, and save that. Refresh our page. Okay, it's made a slight bit of difference, but it's still not allowing the button to come in on that left hand side. So let's just have a look at reducing the button size slightly. And what we can do is go to Media. So we've gone to the media library and we're going to have a look through for the button, which we're using the green one, and then I'm going to edit the image. So it's 195 pixels wide at the moment. I'm going to change that to 160 pixels and scale it. It looks as though it may well fit in. I need to update the image, and I'm going to click in here the file URL. I'm going to click Control A, which selects all, and then Control C. If I just pop that into a notepad a moment, it gives me the full link to that image. Now, all I want is the actual name of the image, which is this part here. That's the name of the image. I'm going to remove everything else and just copy the name of the image there. I'm now going to go over to the actual theme itself, one of the theme files, which we'll find in Appearance Editor. And we'll see that the Canvas Child Theme Style Sheet loads. We're going to select Theme Functions file on the right hand side, and we're going to scroll to the very bottom of the file. Now I'm looking for this code here, and you'll recognise it because it's in between these parts which say Piety Code Start and Piety Code End. And we're looking for this link right at the end of that piece of code, and again I just want to replace the file name at the end, Submit Listing Green. I'm going to paste in there our new file name and click Update File. Now all I've done is ask the theme to load a slightly different image, and it's the image that we edited. So if we now refresh our front page, we should find a smaller image which hopefully fits on the end of the menu. And there we go. I hope that's given you a better understanding of how to set up your menus, or given you some ideas for how to set up your menus. The top menu, which we can get to by going to Appearance, Menus, changing the menu to top menu, select. You'll notice that we have used some font awesome icons with these menu items. Now you can do that in either of your menus. And they are situated in the CSS classes, which is an optional part of the menu. And the way you get to that is to make sure you open screen options and make sure there's a tick in CSS classes. If that tick is there, you won't see the CSS class. So make sure the tick's there and it will become visible. You'll notice that each of the Font Awesome icon codes are preceded with FA dash, and it's the same in each of the menu items. And you can go to the Font Awesome site and pick up whatever icons you want. If you go to font-awesome.github.io/font-awesome/icons, and this page will load and you'll see all of the icons which you can use. Have a look through, see what you like, and just use the code that is shown there inside your CSS classes field. And that's about it for the navigation menus. Suffice to say that you can actually get into the settings of the menus through the child theme, which I showed you a little bit earlier. If you go into the navigation area, you can then customize the font styles, colors, the background and hovering colors, and you can change the divider, which you'll see is this line between each menu item, and you can change things like the border, colors, thickness, and all sorts of styles. You can add an email icon into the menu. You can add search bar navigation and even a RSS subscribe icon. So have a good play about and get the site to look exactly how you want it. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you find it useful.